Imagine this. You're sitting across from someone who has been trying to undermine you for months. They've plotted, schemed, and whispered behind your back. But as they look into your eyes, something shifts. Their confidence wavers, their smirk fades, and suddenly you hold all the power without uttering a single word. What if I told you that true strength isn't about shouting louder than everyone else? It's not about flexing muscles or throwing threats around like confetti at a parade. No, real power, the kind that makes people pause, think twice, and even fear crossing you, is rooted in silence, in control, and in an unshakable presence. Welcome to today's video, How to Instill Fear in Your Enemies Without Speaking a Word. Stoic Philosophy. If you've ever felt powerless against someone who seems to have it out for you, or if you simply want to exude an aura of quiet dominance that commands respect, then stay right here. By the end of this video, you'll understand how ancient wisdom can transform the way others perceive you, and why sometimes saying nothing is far more terrifying than any words could be. Now let me ask you a question. Have you ever met someone who didn't need to raise their voice to make you feel small? Someone whose calm demeanor alone made you second-guess yourself? That person wasn't born with some magical ability. They cultivated it through discipline, mindset, and understanding the art of psychological warfare, a concept deeply intertwined with Stoicism. Today we're diving deep into these principles so you can harness them too. But before we dive in, hit that subscribe button because trust me, you don't want to miss what comes next. This isn't just another self-help video. It's a masterclass on mastering yourself first. Because when you conquer yourself, no enemy stands a chance. Let's begin by exploring the foundation of Stoic philosophy and why its teachings are still relevant thousands of years later. Number 1, the power of stillness. Think about the most intimidating figures in history: Napoleon Bonaparte surveying his troops, Gandhi walking silently amidst chaos, or even fictional characters like Darth Vader gliding ominously down a corridor. What do they all have in common? Stillness, a quiet confidence that radiates authority without needing validation from anyone else. Stillness is often misunderstood as passivity, but in reality, it's one of the most active states you can embody. When you remain composed under pressure, when you refuse to react impulsively, you send a clear message to those around you. I am in control, not my emotions, not external circumstances, and certainly not you. This principle ties directly back to Stoicism, which teaches us to focus only on what we can control while letting go of everything else. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Powerful words, aren't they? But how do you apply this idea practically? Consider this scenario. Imagine being insulted publicly. Most people would lash out defensively, fueled by anger and embarrassment. But imagine instead responding with absolute stillness. No facial expression change, no immediate retort, just silence. What happens then? The attacker becomes unsettled. Why? Because they expected a reaction, a sign of weakness, and instead got none. By refusing to engage emotionally, you take away their ammunition. Silence becomes your weapon, and composure becomes your shield. But achieving this level of mastery requires practice, patience, and a shift in perspective. Which brings us to our next section: understanding the psychology of fear and how you can use it to your advantage. Stay tuned. Number 2, the psychology of fear. Fear is primal. It's hardwired into every human brain, designed to protect us from danger. But what happens when fear is used strategically, when it's wielded silently, subtly, and deliberately? That's where things get fascinating. To instill fear in others, you must first understand what triggers it. Is it uncertainty, loss of control, or perhaps unpredictability? These elements tap into our deepest insecurities and amplify anxiety. And guess what? Stoics were experts at leveraging these psychological vulnerabilities, not maliciously, but as a form of self-defense. Take Epictetus, a former slave turned philosopher, who famously taught, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." He understood that perception shapes reality. So if you project calmness and certainty, you disrupt the expectations of those seeking to unsettle you. Let me share a story. Picture a corporate boardroom. Two executives clash during a heated meeting. One shouts accusations, points fingers, and demands answers. The other sits quietly, observing, nodding occasionally, but never raising their voice. Who holds the upper hand? The loud executive may dominate momentarily, but the silent one plants seeds of doubt. Their lack of reaction suggests either supreme confidence or something far worse for their opponent. So how do you cultivate this psychological edge? It starts with training your mind to detach from outcomes and focus on maintaining inner peace regardless of external chaos. Sounds simple, right? Well, it's easier said than done, but entirely possible with the right tools. Speaking of tools, let's explore the role of body language in projecting dominance. Are you ready to unlock the secrets of nonverbal communication? Keep watching. Number 3, mastering nonverbal communication. Did you know that over 90% of communication is nonverbal? Your posture, gestures, eye contact, even the way you breathe, speak volumes before you say a single word. This is where the rubber meets the road. Mastering your physical presence to command respect and instill unease in your adversaries. Picture this. A lion doesn't roar constantly to prove its dominance. Instead, it moves with deliberate grace, its gaze steady, its energy contained yet palpable. Humans instinctively respond to similar cues. When you stand tall, shoulders back, chin slightly raised, you signal confidence. When you maintain prolonged eye contact without blinking excessively, you convey intensity. And when you move slowly and purposefully, you project control. Marcus Aurelius emphasized the importance of aligning actions with intentions, stating, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." In other words, embody the qualities you wish to project. Don't just act confident, be confident. Here's a quick exercise. Try standing in front of a mirror and practicing different poses. Notice how slouching makes you appear weak, while standing upright transforms your entire demeanor. Now imagine walking into a room full of doubters with that kind of presence. How would they react? Body language alone won't win battles, though. To truly instill fear, you must combine it with another critical element: timing. Knowing when to strike or remain silent is crucial. And that leads us to our 4th section, the art of strategic timing. Stick around because this is where strategy meets execution. Number 4, the art of strategic timing. Timing is everything. History is filled with examples of leaders who succeeded not because of brute force, but because they acted at precisely the right moment. Napoleon waited patiently for his enemies to exhaust themselves before striking. Sun Tzu advised generals to attack only when victory was assured. Even nature operates on this principle. Predators wait silently until prey is within reach. In interpersonal conflicts, timing amplifies your impact exponentially. Respond too quickly, and you risk appearing reactive. Wait too long, and you might lose momentum. The key lies in finding the sweet spot between the two, acting decisively when the stakes are highest and the outcome most uncertain. Stoics believed in living according to nature, which includes embracing the flow of life rather than resisting it. Seneca wrote, "Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Preparation involves honing your skills, refining your mindset, and building resilience. Opportunity arises when conditions align perfectly for action. Let's revisit our earlier example of remaining silent during conflict. While silence itself is powerful, deploying it strategically, perhaps after delivering a pointed statement or during a pivotal moment, can leave your adversary scrambling for footing. Suddenly, they're unsure whether you're plotting revenge, planning a counterattack, or simply indifferent to their antics. But there's one final piece of the puzzle that ties everything together: cultivating an unshakable reputation. Because fear isn't just instilled in the moment, it's built over time. Are you curious to learn how to build a legacy of respect and authority? Then keep watching, because the final section awaits. Number 5. Building a legacy of respect and authority. Reputation precedes action. Long before you enter a room, people form opinions based on what they've heard or haven't heard about you. A Stoic individual understands this implicitly and uses it to their advantage. They know that consistency, integrity, and calculated displays of strength create a lasting impression. Cato the Younger exemplified this principle. Known for his unwavering commitment to justice and morality, he inspired both admiration and caution. Opponents feared crossing him not because of threats, but because of his reputation for steadfastness. As Cicero remarked, he speaks seldom, but always with weight. To build such a reputation, start by aligning your actions with your values. Speak less, listen more, and choose your battles wisely. Every decision you make contributes to the narrative others construct about you. Make each choice count. Remember, fear isn't about cruelty, it's about creating boundaries that others hesitate to cross. By combining stillness, strategic timing, and impeccable conduct, you establish yourself as someone not to be trifled with. As we wrap up, consider this. True power doesn't come from dominating others, it comes from mastering yourself. And once you achieve that, the world will bend to your will without you having to lift a finger. Conclusion. Today we explored the timeless wisdom of Stoicism and how it empowers you to instill fear in your enemies without uttering a word. From embracing stillness to mastering body language, from understanding psychology to perfecting timing, and finally building a legacy of respect, you now possess the tools to command authority effortlessly. The takeaway? Fear isn't about noise, it's about presence. It's about showing up fully, authentically, and unapologetically. When you embody these principles, you become unstoppable. If you found value in this video, smash that like button and share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Subscribe for more content designed to elevate your mind and spirit. Until next time, remember, silence speaks louder than words, and strength lies in restraint. Now go forth and conquer, not others, but yourself. Goodbye, warriors of wisdom.